Hello, and welcome to the Gamer's Closet. I'm your host, Douglas Wheat, and today we're going to be talking about the FBI Crime Resistance game. This game was manufactured by Milton Bradley in 1976. It runs for about 30 minutes of game time, seats anywhere from 2 to 4 players, and is rated for ages 8 and up. But let's dig into it a little further, shall we? The FBI Crime Resistance game was manufactured in 1976 by Milton Bradley in order to teach kids how to prevent street crime. In this game, travel the pathways of the board to collect crime resistance cards. Use the rotating disc to enter and leave each corner area. After collecting at least 4 resistance cards, try to match one with a victim card and win the game. This game does come with multiple pieces. It comes with a game board, it comes with a 32-page crime resistance book, comes with a dice, 4 player characters in green, red, yellow, and blue, 8 victim cards, and 24 crime resistance cards. To set up this game, with the board open, close the 4-round switch discs. Separate the cards into 24 crime resistance and 8 victim cards as indicated by the card backs. Shuffle and place 6 crime resistance cards face down into each of the 4 card spaces. Shuffle and place the victim cards face down on the space in the center of the board. Select a playing piece and place it on a space marked Start. High throw of the die goes first, play continues clockwise. Throw the dice and move the number of spaces shown. On the paths located between switch discs, players can move in any one direction in their turn, but not back and forth in one turn. They may turn a corner or go into a circle path depending on which is open to them. Players may move past another player. If you land on a space holding an opponent's playing piece, you may take a card from them if they have one. You select a card from those face down in front of them. If there is more than one player on that space, you must choose a card from any opponent without seeing the cards of any player. In the corner areas, players must move as shown by the arrows. When turning switch discs in corner play, you must follow a couple of rules. If your turn stops by an exact count on a red circle on a switch disc, you may choose to turn that disc in any direction as long as the path is completed. You can turn a disc even though there are one or more of your opponent's players occupying it, and any player on a disc will ride with it. If you do rotate a switch disc, you must do so at the end of your turn. Movements of the switch disc may close off circles in the corner areas, open pathways in and out of corner areas. A player already on a disc who throws a 1 and remains there is entitled to rotate the switch disc again. You attempt to get your playing pieces into the corner areas in order to collect a crime resistance card. To get a card, you must enter the path by the center of each corner and stop on the space next to the card stack, not necessarily by exact count. Moving into and around a corner area must be done only in the direction of the arrows. If a player in a circle has moved around the corner and over the switch disc back into the circle, they must go all the way around the path again before they can try to get out in a later turn. When collecting crime resistance cards, only the top card is taken. A player secretly looks at it and places it face down in front of them. If a player is forced to go around again, as in the rule I just mentioned, they may not get another card. A player may draw additional cards from the same corner, but they must leave and re-enter the circle for each card by moving out onto the yellow path and then back into the circle. When you collect 4 or more crime resistance cards of any kind, you are allowed to travel to the center space. You must land there to pick up the top victim card. You may have to collect more than 4 cards if you want to collect all 4 of the resistance categories. But you may try to match the center victim card even though you don't have all 4 categories of resistance cards if you feel you can win. When you take a victim card, you must turn over and reveal all of the resistance cards that you have. The victim cards are of two types, the put-back and the match-with cards. In the put-back cards, you must put back the named resistance card, if you have one, and place it on the bottom of any corner pile. Also place your playing piece on the switch disc of that corner. The victim card is returned to the bottom of its deck. Even if the player does not have the named resistance card, they must place their piece on a switch disc of their choice. With the match with cards, if you draw this card and do not have a resistance card of that category, you must return 4 resistance cards, one to the bottom of each corner pile, but you may keep any extra cards. You must now go back and collect more resistance cards to bring your total to 4 before returning to the center and drawing another victim card. Please note that anytime a player has at least 4 resistance cards in their possession, they are eligible to try for a victim card. If a match with card is drawn and the player has the matching crime resistance card, they win. For example, if you're holding a resistance card with a police assistance, 2 burglars, and 1 fraud bunco, and you draw a victim card that reads, "The bunco team is working your neighborhood, match with fraud bunco card," and you have the matching fraud bunco card, you immediately win the game. Well, this has been an overview of the FBI Crime Resistance game. As it says on the box, it says, "Be aware of burglary, street crime, fraud. Don't be a victim." So this game came out to help kids determine what street crime looked like and to make sure that they had the necessary tools available to be able to figure out what it is and to report to a police officer. So this is a educational game, I guess you should say. The downsides of this game is it's a very slow and very tediously boring game. It's a roll, spin, and movement game, and not much else to it. The cool thing I like about this game, it has these little rotating disc platforms, so that way you can move around and you can kind of inconvenience other players on them. So it does have a slight strategic element to it, but I really think they missed the mark on exploiting that feature more. They just really want you to collect cards and to stop street crime. And that's the whole point of it. It's an educational-based game. So for what it is, I think it's a good job for younger kids, but anything past that, it has no replayability whatsoever. It's the same tedious game over and over again. It has nothing else to go for it except to teach a kid how to stop or spot street crime. The game itself goes online anywhere from about 10 to 40 bucks, depending on where you can find it at. It's a little on the rarer side because it's an educational game. But unfortunately, it's not even, in my opinion, a fun educational game. When I got this game originally, I thought it came with a cool badge or something else. No. It does have a 40-page, or I'm sorry, 32-page crime resistance manual to basically dig into a little more of what street crime is that has really nothing else to do with the game except in fluff. So as a game standpoint, it's a very tediously boring game. I would not recommend bringing this to a game night. I would not recommend inflicting this game on anyone. It's slow, tedious, and boring. I've had some other games that on this channel that have been on the border. If I should, tell you to, recommend them to friends or bring them to a game night, I don't recommend this game. It's slow, it's tedious, it's boring, and for the one cool little feature it has with the little discs, doesn't make up for this game. So honestly, if you find this game, I would pass on playing it. It's not a good game. If you really want to teach kids about crime or something like that, I could see that maybe. But as for a family game night or a game night with friends, please find something else, because I would not inflict this game on anyone. It's not a good game, and it did not age very well at all. So this is one of the few times I will say this. I do not recommend this game. Well, that's it from us here at the Gamers Closet. We'd like to thank you for checking out our video on the FBI Crime Resistance game. If there's a game in the future you'd like us to review or go over, please put it in the comments below. Please hit subscribe so that we can be the first to check out our future content. And as always, please have a great gaming day.